Yeah, our title is Innovative Water Circulation in our region in Southwest Finland, in Turku. I come from Turku University of Applied Science, and Aki and Mirva comes from the regional companies related to water matters, which are mainly owned by the municipalities in our region. And we like to give you a presentation about the ecological way to produce drinking water, very high quality drinking water, and then very efficient wastewater treatment. And I hope that we can start with a small video. It's about a couple of minutes and hopefully it works. It has worked quite well.
Water is the basis for all life on our planet. Clean water is a prerequisite for human welfare and for the functionality of nature. The Turku economic region consumes roughly 65,000 cubic meters of water every day. Customers include the region's 300,000 inhabitants, as well as trade and industry. Raw water is taken from the river, almost 100 kilometers from Turku. At the pre-treatment plant, solid materials and impurities are removed before the water is pumped to a sand and gravel esker area. Here, natural infiltration processes are used to convert the pre-treated river water into artificially infiltrated groundwater. The formation of new groundwater takes place deep within the esker aquifer over a period of 3 to 4 months. Water flows through the various layers, being naturally purified, and becomes excellent in quality and flavor. The purified groundwater is piped gravitationally 70 kilometers to underground bedrock reservoirs at Turku. The production of artificially infiltrated groundwater under such precise production control is an innovative and unique process that can also easily be applied in other parts of the world. The water's quality is analyzed before it is delivered to the distribution network to all consumers for everyday use. Wastewater from the 14 municipalities in the Turku region is transferred for treatment at the Kokkolanmäki wastewater treatment plant. The plant is located in the center of the city in a cave excavated in the rock. The treatment process takes place underground in stable conditions, starting with mechanical cleaning and ending after the various stages of nutrient removal. Performance results for the wastewater treatment are amongst the best attained anywhere in the world. The efficiency and functionality of the wastewater treatment is monitored around the clock. Heat recovery from purified wastewater by means of heat pumps is an internationally significant innovation. The treatment plant as a whole generates more than 10 times as much energy as it uses. Sludge produced as a result of wastewater treatment is processed at the biogas plant in Turku. Biogas produced by the plant is utilized as electricity and heat. Biogas is also refined as transport fuel. The treatment plant's operations are based on excellent technical and economic know-how. The end result is the world's best wastewater treatment. This knowledge can be utilized all over the world. Through regional cooperation and the efforts of expert staff, the Turku region has ensured the production of high-quality domestic water and wastewater treatment. This achievement means that trustworthy water supply services that strengthen sustainable development are evenly available to all residents, as well as industry and commerce in the region. Our water production and treatment systems are safe, high quality, cost effective, and environmentally friendly. We are keen to share with you the world-class expertise that our achievements reflect.
Yeah, as it has told in the small video, the Turku Region Water Ltd. It's responsible for the freshwater in the whole region, more than 300,000 inhabitants, and the daily production capacity is up to 65,000 cubic meters. And the matter is that the water is pumped from the river, which is a quite big river, Kokemäenjoki river systems, 100 kilometers north from Turku. And it's enough water for the region. And then we have that kind of pumping station there and pre-treatment with a small amount of chemicals. And then we will pump it to the artificially recharged groundwater in the Esker, 30 kilometers south from that river. The principle of this managed aquifer recharge is quite simple. First we pump this pre-treated water to the Esker, and then we have studied carefully in which place the water can enter the groundwater. And then the water goes to the to the groundwater aquifer, and it will stay there between 3 and 4 months. And the quality is after that treatment, it's like a natural groundwater, very high quality drinking water. And then it's pumped again from the groundwater label, and then pumped to our region 70 kilometers south. And this method is quite natural. It's like creating a natural groundwater, but of course it has controlled. We can control the amount of water which we are pumping inside of Esker and how much we are pumping out. And only small amount of chemicals are used in this pre-treatment process near the river Kokemäenjoki. And after that, it's all natural purification system. And then this artificially infiltrated groundwater, it's pipelined by gravitation to Turku, and it's quite high in level, 125 meters above sea level, and in Turku it's about 7 meters, and that means that there is lots of power, and there is a turbine that slows down the flow, and that power is used to produce electricity, which is needed for pumping process from that reservoirs to consumers. There are lots of sustainable development goals which we can have to use that system. It's very safe because if there are some problems in the rivers, like floods and some chemical problems, we can stop the pumping from the river and wait until the problem is over, and still there are lots of water available in the Esker area. It's also very cost-efficient technology to produce large-scale water for the region, and it can be easily automated, and that's why not much manpower is needed to operate the process. It's a sustainable way of managing water resources. It's adapting to climate change, and it's also possible to increase the amount of water if the population is growing. And as I told, it's very safe in that way that we have lots of groundwater down in ESK areas, which we can use a couple of months without putting more water in that esker. The Kakolanmäki wastewater treatment plant, it's situated really inside of town of Turku. The outlet of these wastewaters are in our harbor, and the advantages is that it's situated in the rock and solid rock, and that's why there are lots of people who are living there, and they have no idea that they are living near the wastewater treatment plant. In Finland, the environmental permits are quite tough, and as you can see, it's very high quality results which we can enter. And phosphorus especially, it's important for us because the archipelago sea, Baltic Sea, is very shallow and it's very sensitive for eutrophication. And that's why we are very happy that we can reach a very low amount of phosphorus in the wastewaters, and nearly 99% of the phosphorus are removed from the waters. Also, the other parameters are also working very well in that way. But it was not the situation before this new Kakolanmäki wastewater treatment plant, which has started in 2009. There were lots of small wastewater treatment plants, and the amount of phosphorus load was nearly 20 tons per year, comparing to the recent years, which is under the 4 tons, and that has caused very positive movement for our sea area near Turku area. And as you can see, the phosphorus load has decreased more than 80% from these old times. The amount of wastewater is quite high because of stormwaters, which are about 40% normally, and that's why one of the biggest problem is that it's very costly to remove matters in these stormwaters, and that's in the future one of the main problems in our case, to reduce this amount of stormwaters. The heat pump inside of Kakolanmäki, the principle is that our local energy company is producing district heat and district cooling from the wastewater. It's a quite effective system, and if we count the carbon emissions on a yearly basis, we can reduce 80 tons per year using these heat exchangers. And this energy balance is in principle that way that the whole system will produce 10 times more energy, which it's using yearly basis. Then sludge treatment. Sludge are transported to the biogas station, and nowadays they will clean it as a production of traffic biogas, and then the nutrients, especially the phosphorus, are also recycled for the utilization. The summary is that the water production and wastewater treatment operations in our case are very excellent, and optimizing the models, and this knowledge we are ready to, of course, give for other municipalities and other actors, and nowadays there are thousands of visitors yearly basis who want to see how it works in Turku region. And in our mind, it's a great example of functionality of circular economy. And in Turku region, it's no need to buy a bottled water anymore, because the water in the tap, it's normally much more better quality than the bottled water. Thank you for your attention.